If you like the video, don't forget to support us by subscribing, sharing, and liking. 3 companies that Americans do not know that own and control their country and the world. BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street are 3 major companies that manage assets worth $22 trillion. Americans, and the rest of the world's population, know the major American companies that they deal with directly and use their various products and applications. They also know the richest people in the world and how much wealth they have. However, the vast majority of Americans do not know the 3 largest companies' investment funds in the United States and the world, despite the huge size of their assets and the intensity of their activities around them. A warning cry. Months ago, Bernie Sanders, the left-wing progressive senator from Vermont, warned of the danger of the penetration of the wealth of the 3 largest companies on Wall Street, whose assets are estimated to be close to the U.S. national product, which last year amounted to an estimated $26.7 trillion. A trillion equals 1,000 billion. Sanders said that the huge size and influence of these companies could threaten to destroy American democracy, and he added, in a tweet on the X platform, "Today, in America, only 3 Wall Street firms, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, manage assets worth $22 trillion. These 3 companies are the main shareholders in more than 96% of the S&P 500 companies. These 3 companies manage assets worth nearly $24.3 trillion, and Sanders confirms that they are present in almost every sector of our American economy, and that this is what oligarchy is about. Democracy will not survive with this concentration of economic and political power." With Donald Trump's second term in office and his use of many of his billionaire friends who have direct relationships with these funds and others, fears are growing about the impact of this on the strength and solidity of American democracy. The 5 richest people in America. Elon Musk. He topped the list of the richest people in America and the world with a fortune exceeding $200 billion. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon and owner of the Washington Post, with a fortune of $195 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Meta, which owns the Facebook platform, with a net worth of about $180 billion. Larry Ellison, founder and CEO of Oracle, with a net worth of about $140 billion. Warren Buffett, chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, with a fortune of about $133 billion. The 5 largest traditional companies in America. Americans in general also know the names of the major American companies with which they deal directly, such as Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, which owns Google, Amazon, and tech giant Nvidia. Apple $3.9 trillion, Nvidia $3.4 trillion, Microsoft $3.2 trillion, Google $2.4 trillion, Amazon $2.4 trillion. Not traditional companies. These 3 major companies are not traditional companies in the conventional sense. They are American investment funds that manage assets in which many traditional companies invest their financial surpluses and in which the world's richest people and the sovereign wealth funds of many countries put their money. These giant funds are expected to control 40% of shareholder votes in the BS index of the 500 largest companies on Wall Street by 2030. Which will concentrate a lot of power in the hands of a small handful of investors. With this large share of the market, these funds have the ability to push whatever agenda they want on the companies in which they invest. For example, a few years ago, all American companies knew a trend of interest in what was known in short as environmental, social, and governance (ESG) policy, and suddenly it became a top priority for the 500 largest companies in America. Why? Because the 3 largest companies were able to direct the CEOs of these companies in the direction they wanted. A report by the Wall Street Journal indicated that the funds of these companies bought 1 out of every 7 homes sold in the United States last year, and that by 2030 these funds will control nearly 40% of homes and apartments available for rent in America. These funds also believe in the direction of merger and acquisition policies, which facilitates control of specific resort markets, or specific raw materials. These funds and their managers exploit the ignorance of most Americans of their existence, the nature of their activities, and their strength to extend more influence in political, social, and economic life. Who rules America? Discussions often arise about who has the greatest influence on the American economy, or who owns America. There are dozens of opinions, counter-opinions, and conspiracy theories. But simply put, voters choose the president and Congress, and they in turn set policies and make decisions. However, the reality is more complex, especially in a complex capitalist system like the American system. Americans have a common saying: follow the money to understand the truth of political puzzles. The rule of these companies allows them to directly and indirectly influence many economic decisions that affect the lives of billions of people in all corners of the planet. As the size of what these companies manage approaches the total size of the American economy, many observers and analysts are increasingly concerned about the danger of disrupting traditional financial balances. It is worth noting that the U.S. GDP last year amounted to nearly $26.7 trillion, making it the largest economy in the world. The U.S. economy represents nearly 25% of the global economy. What do you know about the Big Three? BlackRock's total assets are about $11.5 trillion. Vanguard's total assets are about $8.6 trillion. State Street's total assets are about $4.2 trillion. BlackRock is one of the largest asset management companies in the world. BlackRock was founded in 1988 and is headquartered in New York City. It is managed by Larry Fink and provides investment and risk management services to a wide range of clients, including governments, corporations, institutions, and individuals. The company is known for its extensive use of technology in asset management, particularly through its proprietary platform called Aladdin, Asset, Liability, Debt, and Derivatives Investment Network, which is used to manage investment portfolios and analyze risk. Vanguard is one of the largest and most influential investment management companies in the world. It was founded in 1975 by John Bogle in Malvern, Pennsylvania. It is known for pioneering the concept of low-cost index funds, which revolutionized how individuals and institutions invest. State Street, a prominent American financial services and investment management firm, founded in 1792 and headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts. State Street is one of the oldest financial institutions in the United States, plays a major role in global financial markets and operates in more than 30 countries, serves institutional investors such as pension funds, government endowments, mutual funds, and sovereign wealth funds. These funds and their managers exploit the ignorance of most Americans of their existence, the nature of their activities, and their strength to extend more influence in political, social, and economic life. If you like the video, don't forget to support us by subscribing, sharing, and liking.